ladies, do you want to wear Lolita fashion, but you are afraid about asking your parents? Today we have a special guest. We have May here, and they will tell us
Hi.
how they ask their parents to wear Lolita when they were young and how you can do that to convince them. Welcome, May. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So, May, how old are you?
I'm 20 now, but I started Lolita when I was 13.
13. Okay. And how did you learn about Lolita fashion at 13?
Okay, I actually learned about it when I was 12, and it was through a friend of mine who was wearing Lolita, and like a lot of people, through anime and just being interested in Japanese culture in general, because at this time I was a complete weeb. Like, there's no denying it. And so this friend was wearing Lolita, kind of introduced me to it and started talking to me about it, and that's how I got interested in it.
And so at that point, at 12, you wanted to wear it right away?
Yes, I I ordered my first bodyline dress on November 2013, and I received it on December 24th, right before Christmas.
Oh wow, that's a great Christmas gift. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you're so young, you need the approval and also help of your parents, maybe for money or something. So how did you approach your parents and say, hey, look at this weird fashion, I want to wear that? What did they say? What did you say?
At first, I just started showing the dresses, especially to my mom, because I know she's a bit more sensitive to that than my father. And she thought it was cute, even though like it wasn't her style at all. Like, she just thought it was kind of cute. And I said I wanted to wear that. She was okay with it as long as it was only inside and I didn't spend too much money on it. Hence why like bodyline was a good option. My father didn't care. Like, my father was just okay in the way that he was okay with it. But yeah, I had to ask them for money, and I had to save up my own money. I did get pocket money at the time, but it was like 2-3 euros a week, so I had to save up for a long time to be able to get more than a dress.
Awesome. And were they afraid for you at some point? Like, were they afraid that how people would react, or because it was all inside, they did not care?
They were afraid how people would react. They were afraid I would like get mean comments, or like people would harass me, which is fair. But when I wore it, since I wore it mostly inside, I wasn't actually allowed to wear it outside for a long time, up until high school, really. It was alright, but yeah, I was only allowed to wear it at events or inside.
Okay, and so at events they came with you or something like that?
Well, no, because my friend, like, the only events I went to at that time were like very rare meetups, because I wasn't on Facebook either, so I didn't know anything about my local community. But I had like that one friend that introduced me to it, who organized meetups sometimes. And since it would just be like a bunch of like young adults or teenagers together, my parents were okay with leaving me there.
Okay, that's amazing. That's very sweet. And so what about school? Did you, like you mentioned, high school? At that point, were you allowed to wear Lolita to school?
Okay, what happened is quite funny actually. I wasn't. But I would take my Lolita clothes with me in my bag and change in the bathroom.
Oh,
So in the bathroom at school, I wasn't allowed at all to wear them outside at first. And my mom thought it was like it wasn't professional, it wasn't like, it wasn't adapted to school. But my high school was actually quite chill about it, because we had a Japanese option in school, so there was a lot of people with similar senses of interest, and people were actually real cool about it. And what happened is, winter of my first year of high school, my only coat that I had was a Lolita coat, so my mother had to let me wear it, and I could wear Lolita under it without her knowing. And and like starting there, I could just wear Lolita to high school, and then like since nobody like gave me shit about it, I could just wear it after that, and my parents got used to me wearing weird fashions. Like, I have no normie clothes.
Okay, so describe the style that you were wearing at that point, like the Lolita style. Was it super titty sweet? Was it more toned down? What kind of
It
Lolita were
was
you?
it was more toned down. Like I wasn't that much into OTT Suite at the time, which is kind of weird saying that now. But I used to be more into like classic suites.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was mostly toned down. Let's just say it. It was kind of Ita. Like my courts weren't great.
I
I
mean,
had
it's
like
the
3 dresses.
yeah the
It's
start
normal.
for everybody, so don't worry. And people
Yeah,
weren't judging
exactly.
you. They wouldn't know anything about Lolita either in your school, no?
Yeah, no, but they didn't know anything about Lolita. But I actually introduced a few people to Lolita like this, so that was very nice.
Awesome. Yeah, you had your whole clique then.
Yeah, we were all like the alternative kids together, and like
Nice.
the queer kids. It was quite fun.
Nice, nice. It looks nice. Okay, what would you say to a parent that their kids are maybe like 11, 12, 13, and they want to wear Lolita? Would you tell them?
I'd say to them not to worry too much, that this fashion is just a fashion, that like it's not going to define their whole, like their kids' whole identity, and they should, like, it's actually a very good way of expressing themselves, so like it's not harmful to anybody, so they should just let them do that. Maybe put a few rules, maybe start slow and see how it goes, and like come with them if they're worried about stuff happening to them, but really to accept that their kid wants to do something a bit different, because it's really nice actually, and it creates a great sense of community and creates great friendships, so there's not actually much to worry about.
That's amazing. Thank you. And okay, so for parents who come here because their child sent them this video, Lolita fashion has nothing to do with the book. This is nothing sexual. This is actually a fashion that is very modest. A lot of the body is covered, so don't worry about that. And also, it's even though it's dresses, it's for all genders. So if you have a kid that is a boy who wants to wear that, he is very welcome to do that. So don't worry. That
Yeah,
was my
and I want to
small-
insist on the fact that like
Yeah.
Lolita is for every gender, because I am non-binary and I still wear Lolita dresses and I have no problem with that, but that doesn't define my gender. So really, Lolita is for everyone.
Absolutely. Like my channel says, everybody can be kawaii. Okay, I have many more questions, but I wanted to put that here in case parents were leaving at this point. What would you say to a child that is actually on the weekly basis? I have people telling me I want to wear that, but I don't know how to ask my parents. What tips could you give them?
Okay, I could give them as tips to start slow, start explaining the fashion. Maybe not use the word Lolita at first because of the prejudice around the name, but to be like, oh, I found this Japanese fashion that is quite cute. It's very modest. Like they're very nice people inside the community, because let's face it, the days of like everyone is elitist, everyone is mean are gone, because most people are actually quite nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to start very slow, to build it up, and to understand that their parents are gonna have some prejudice against it probably, but to really try to make it flow. Yeah, and to not be like, I want to do this all my life, like this is who I am now. Just start small. Just start small and build it up. That would be my main advice.
Also, maybe can you talk about the logistics about wanting to wear Lolita every day? I feel so many people say like, I saw that, I want to start from normie to wear that every day. And so first you need not that many dresses, but many blouses, socks, shoes, things like that. How was it for you?
Okay, for me it was very chaotic. I started by buying a dress, and then I didn't have much, like, I didn't do enough research before, so I'd say, like, do your research first. Like, really, do that. There are so many resources everywhere now. But get a dress, and I'd say a JSK, because obviously you can change the blouse underneath. Get some blouses, get, like, the basics, and start building up from now, but don't expect to wear it right away. Just build slow. You can incorporate like elements of Lolita into your daily wardrobe, like just to start small, and like that can actually help your parents get used to it too. But yeah, just start small and build it up. And yeah, get blouses, get shoes, get a good petticoat. Get a good petticoat. That's like one of the main advices. Get a good petticoat.
I will link a video up there so you can look. I have compared 15 different petticoats from prices from $10 to $19, and the best ones are not even the most expensive. So look it up to find a very good petticoat for your needs. Because in my video I ranked for the biggest poof. If you want to start Lolita and you're very young, maybe this is not what you need. Maybe you need something for daily wear that is not a poof monster like this big. So yeah, absolutely. With your current experience of the Lolita fashion and the community, would you have done something differently when asking your parents if you had to do it now?
Yes, probably, because I went into it right away being like, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to be. And like, I actually had quite a few arguments with my mom about it, and she was like, but you can't only be a Lolita. And I was very set on the whole like lifestyle mindset, like all that stuff. And I wouldn't do that. I would just like go, hey, I like this, this is nice, maybe I could do this. Yeah, I would go slowly. I would go much slower because I tried to go all into it, and that like ended up in a few arguments.
Yeah, that's what I see most, is like people are just falling in love and say, let's go all in, and then maybe that's difficult if you're just starting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just so you know, people my age, I'm super old, but people who wear Lolita regularly and are adults don't wear them, most of them don't wear them every day. Like I would say maybe at least 80 to 90% of the Lolitas wear it only on weekends, for events, with their friends. And so there's no obligation that because you love that fashion, you have to go from jeans and t-shirts to fully like that every day, because this is not realistic.
Yeah, exactly. It took me like 5-6 years to have a decent wardrobe. So you can't expect right away to be able to dress like this every day, and you don't have to dress like this every day either. Yeah. Like I used to in high school, it wasn't great. Actually, it was more stress than anything, but you really don't have to.
So you're totally valid as a Lolita who do that only on weekends. I know so many people who are amazing Lolitas that just do that very seldomly because I have other jobs and or the school won't allow it. So don't worry, you can do it at your pace, and you're as valid as somebody who wants to be lifestyle and do only that. Do you have any other tips, May, for what you could do to ask your parents and that everybody is happy? Everything goes smoothly? What is your last advice?
Make concessions. Make concessions, because I know you want everything right away, but like, yeah, I think my last advice would be, after starting small, because I've repeated it again and again, but make concessions, because your parents probably won't be happy with you doing everything right away. So just be like, okay, I'll wear this dress, so they get used to it, maybe without petticoat, even if it doesn't look good at first, but just so they get used to seeing the dress. Wear a head accessory, wear like a few more accessories. Yeah. And be sure to see what your parents allow and what they don't. And know that you're not going to change their mentality right away. You want to do it little by little, step by step.
Awesome.
And know that they probably want to keep you safe. So show that it's a safe hobby.
Yeah. And if they're not very into it at first, it's probably just to protect you. It's not to be mean. It's because they might be afraid of how people might react to that. And so if they react like that, it's because they love you and they want to protect you. So just show them that you agree, understand their concern, and try to win them over slowly. And don't fight to do that, because they will never... You said you went into some arguments, but I think if you manage to make it so that there's no argument, it will be even more smoothly for everybody, right?
Yeah, and also I think a good thing is showing them like that the community can be great, especially if you have a local community. Try to get in touch, show them that like this fashion can make you meet a lot of nice people, you can make great friends through it. Like, I think that's pretty reassuring for parents to know that there are other people like their child.
Absolutely. And also something else I want to mention for the parents, it's not because we dress weird that we are people outside of society, mentally ill or anything like that. I have a master's in computer science. I am a smart person, and it's just that makes me happy to dress like that. So there's nothing wrong with your kids if they want to dress like that. It's just that it's cool, and I look like a princess, and I find myself so pretty like that, and so maybe they want to. Maybe they have other reasons, but
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm a translator, that's my job, so I have a pretty normal job, but I also study, I do English literature studies, and that doesn't stop me, like the fashion doesn't stop me from studying.
thank you so much for all these helpful tips, May, and sharing your experience. That was so helpful. And you watching, if you're a parent, if you're a kid, and you wanted to learn more or about Lolita fashion, about talking with the subject with your family, I hope that was helpful. And today also we decided to twin with May. Do you like it? I will show pictures of our full outfits. We own the same dress in different colors, and this is something cool that we do in the community, just having fun with other people and wearing the same dress and taking cool pictures. So please go check out May's YouTube channel. I will put a link in the description. It's Blood and Whipped Cream, and remember, everybody can be kawaii. Bye bye.
Bye!